Pull-Up Experience. We have a great one for y'all tonight. I'm your boy, that's your average agent. Also, Mr. Brandon Gates. We have the great and my boy, Mr. Brian Sims. And then we also have Miss Butter, one of the best interviews we've had. Episode 16, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I lost track of numbers.
Now listen. We are 100 episodes plus now. So that, yeah, you was in the beginning again. So thank you for that. And also one of our best guest hosts that we have. So thank you for that. And today we're here to talk about something that new initiative that she's trying to create that's trying to help out those who are victims of human sex trafficking. So we'll get into that a little bit later, and we're going to get a better understanding of how we can contribute to her cause. So without further ado, Miss Butter, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming on.
Again.
No, listen, you come on as many times you want to. We appreciate you. We can't thank you enough. So I want to appreciate you because you hit me up and said I wanted to talk on a Pull-Up Experience. So thank you for the exclusive, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
We love
yes,
exclusive and whatnot. But what you told me, I was like, we got to get you on because once again, we want to be able to contribute and help out and educate people on certain things that I don't think they're aware of and how they can help out with that. So I want to get into that.
Yes. So I was blessed with the opportunity to be able to help victims of domestic situations and human trafficking. Mostly human trafficking was really sparked my interest. A few years ago when I was working in Focus Tattoos, we had like a conference where they was teaching us different things about being more educated on how to spot it, how to understand people and what we can do to help. And it was very intriguing because it's like these little signs you never realize. Yeah. And so I was reached out to recently to do my first Survivor, and it was an amazing experience. I was overwhelmed because I like to help people. That's what I do already. A lot of my work.
I love
with different situations
of your spot because I think ink therapy literally embodies what you do.
It is absolutely therapy for a lot of people. Whether you're just stressed, you just need to do something to, start a new journey on your life. It's always therapy. Yeah. And it can get addictive. As it does, it gets addictive. But yeah, so I got to do my first Survivor and I spoke with her. She was a beautiful spirit, very interesting story, and I'll be doing more.
Okay.
In the near future.
So let me ask you this: in that conference, they tell you what some signs are that are signs that a person might be not a victim, but are involved with that.
It was very interesting because a lot of them were nurses, and they were saying they don't really train the nurses to spot it because you may get, some of them may go to the hospital for help, and you don't really understand why they're behaving this way. Some of them are shut down, very demanding on what they want specifically. Like, I gotta have it like right here, and I want it, and they feel like they really do want it. A lot of victims have Stockholm syndrome, so.
Break that down. I know my kid is not here, but I know she don't understand what Stockholm syndrome is.
I mean, you're mentally imprisoned. You feel like, what's happening is okay, and you're tricked to follow a certain way and be a certain way, and you're like, it's like when you're getting taken captive. A girl could be sitting in a room with the door wide open, and she don't feel like she can walk out that door when you can. Like, you're really stuck in this mindset, and a lot of them have that because they're willing to return. They feel like this is their home. This is what they want to do. They don't realize that they're in prison mentally, and they have no control over their life.
That's crazy. I was gonna say there maybe might be variations of Stockholm syndrome.
It is. A lot of them, you'll have the person who's controlling them or whatever, their so-called man or whatever, directing what they need to get, and they don't like to be questioned. Some of them seem like really nice, like they're an actual couple, but it's really hard to tell because sometimes you just never know. It could just be a normal weird situation. It could really be a human trafficking situation, which a lot of times now is looked at like being like a prostitute or something like that, but really you're being trafficked.
And under the disguise of, like I said, love, not even love, but like you said, they're thinking,
they think they're in love.
Right.
They think they're in love.
And I think for me, when you were telling me a story, or when we were talking on the phone, you were telling me about these things that are current. I didn't realize. Well, it just made me think about how we as people, we don't really take not saying mindset, but have the eyes for these things until we're made aware of it, right?
Right.
Because now when your eyes are open to it, now you're looking at different situations like, that's not right.
Yeah.
You know, or that situation, you know, or what's going on. Like, for me, I feel like when you're not saying exposed to it, but when you're made aware of it now, you're thinking, okay, let me be more vigilant of what I'm looking at now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you say that that's the case now? Like,
Absolutely. I look at, well, I'm a mom, first of all, so
Yeah.
I look at everything like with a eagle eye.
Mm.
But it does make you more aware. It opens up a whole new world of how you perceive a lot of things, and you're looking at stuff like really close, like, let me ask a few questions to kind of see where this person's mindset is at.
Yeah.
Or, you know, let me kind of evaluate the situation and do a certain thing to see how they react to it, to see if, you know, it's the case. And there are people you can call if you have a hint of something not feeling right. There are people you can call to really be like, something doesn't feel right. Why don't you kind of come evaluate the situation
Yeah.
with me? There's detectives that work with the task force. There's advocates you can call to question them and break down the situation, just to make sure. Because it's not like you can ruin somebody's life assuming something.
Yeah.
It's just making sure they're okay. But you can save someone's life by speaking up and saying something about it.
No, that's good. So let me ask you this. So what initially not saying brought you to this path, but what got you to where this is something that you wanted to help with?
Well, we had a conference at Focus, being educated about human trafficking, but there was a situation that I had about 3 years ago that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it left a dark spot in me. I don't want to give too many details because, you know, I don't want to put anybody out there or anything like that, but I do believe I may have done a tattoo, and I'm still not sure about it, but I think I did. And because I have kids and I'm a mother, it just bothers me till this day.
Yeah.
And for one, I love helping people already. So I'm always here to, you know, I feel like I'm a healer, I'm a light, and a part of my purpose is helping people through my art, through my gifts. And but with that situation, it kind of enhanced the want to do something better, to kind of make up for what I feel like I might have done.
Yeah.
And so being that this situation, you know, was approached to me, I'm able to really do that and feel a lot better, because now I know, on top of helping people with everyday situations, death, breast cancer, illnesses, life journeys, you know, growing and learning, maturing, now I can physically put my hands on people and say, I know I helped change someone's life. And it's like the best feeling ever. It is.
No, and I genuinely can say, since meeting you, that has always been the case with you. You're always a person that helps out, a person that literally brightens up the room just by being there, and just once again being a person that is willing to help people in anything they're doing. So once again, thank you for that.
Thank you.
But I can see why this will be something that be on your heart, considering that the kind of person that you are.
It's heavy. It's heavy. I get emotional every time I even think or talk about it. Like, it's really heavy.
I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't been chiming in the conversation because speaking of emotions, I've been kind of not bombarded with a whole bunch of emotions, but it's been, you know, emotional for me because I am a father, you know, of a daughter, and, you know, hearing these stories, it's very sad for real. I like this quote, the power of a father's nurturing love. It's very powerful, you know. What do you, and when you talk about these women, the first thing I think about is the lack of love that they got from their father, because they're identifying and pursuing these men that really don't love them, like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's one external, or internal factor that kind of supports their actions and the things that they accept. What are some other, you know, internal actions that you've seen throughout the years that these people need to, like, actually deal with, you know, so that they're not, you know, susceptible to the bull crap, You know what I mean? The traffic.
I don't know if there's anything you can really do besides, like, I think the times that we're in now, we don't have that family, that neighborhood raising your children type of thing anymore.
Yeah.
We're not tight knit anymore. We don't have those close cousins to say so close, and we don't have that old school teaching. We don't have home ec in school, and you know, we're doing stuff with our families like we're used to. We're trying to bring that back, but we don't have it. These kids are running around doing what they want, killing each other, acting crazy, disrespecting adults. The adults are acting like the children, and it's really hard to pinpoint something that we can do besides get better, be better as a people. Just be better. There's a lot of these women or young boys are on drugs or taken from when they're younger. We have children being kidnapped every day that are missing.
That's real.
You can't say that the father wasn't around because a little girl went to the grocery store and touched the cloth and got drugged up, and she should have had her dad with her. You know what I mean? You can't, every situation is so different. It's really hard to pinpoint, and I can't pretend to be that well educated to be like, yeah, this percentage of people is doing this. You know, I just think the world is just really screwy, and it's scary because you don't know. And I could say that a lot of it could come from the household. You know, we don't have 2-parent households. We don't have strong-knit families. We don't have grounded morals anymore. It's just a crazy world. I think we just need to get back to praying more and just trying to be better people, good humans. There's not enough good humans around to even care enough. We see stuff, the first thing we do is record it, you know, so we can get likes and get that viral post.
Right.
Instead of saying, damn, maybe I should go help.
Right.
It's just a crazy world. So I don't really know if I could pinpoint something that we can do better besides just be better humans.
I wish I'm missing my we needed that for that moment, because I think that if you boil it down to it, that's it. Be better humans. Because like you said, it pains me to go on Instagram and to see the clip, but no one's helping. Everyone, you see everyone in the video, you see other people trying to afford the same thing.
I don't know what I would do the day that I see that I would have to face seeing a clip of my son getting hurt or jumped or something happened to them, and somebody just recorded it instead of stepping in and saying, wait a minute, stop this. Like, I couldn't imagine. And that's what I see when I see situations like this. I see my kids. I see my kids.
That motherly instinct is being very intuitive in that moment. No, I get that.
It is. And some of the guys that are doing stuff, some of the women that are doing stuff, are parents. These people have children. They're parents. They're fathering kids. Go ahead.
You know what? I think for you two, I'm through the can. You know?
These ninjas.
These ninjas, right.
You ninjas are weird.
It's crazy.
For real.
It's just crazy. It is. It's crazy. It's a crazy, scary world.
Yeah. And I mean, once again, like people like you, thank God, because once again, putting something in place to help, not try to heal. Well, I feel like heal, because once again, I know we talked about off camera, but some of the things that they're going through mentally, that's probably the first step, is to try to remove these past remnants of that past life, you know, so it's no longer visible where they're seeing it. Because so when you tell me that people are branding these people who are involved in these things, it's putting you back in the mindset of how a slave owner would do with their slaves.
Literally brand them like real brands, like birds. Yeah.
Right. So people can identify, oh, that's my quote unquote property right there.
Exactly.
And that's what it reminds me of, and that's crazy to me. And then what you telling me about, and I don't know if you're comfortable talking about it, but just the fact that once again psychologically they're like, I wanted that.
They do. They want it. They feel like they wanted it. The person I spoke with, she felt as though that was something she had to earn, and she was excited to do it. And then she was like, I would never get this off. But now thank God, she's like, this is such a huge step in my life. I don't have to look at that in the mirror anymore.
I mean, I think for me, it's just the fact that psychologically speaking, because I know the physical is the actual tattoo, but the psychological damage that was already there has to be undone for them to actually be like, all right, let's get rid of this thing.
There's so much. You need counseling. You need to go to drug rehab. You need so many things. The counselor is really important, but that's a part of the healing as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like if you had a bad relationship, which obviously I have a lot of people that come here to have bad relationships. They had their significant others' names on them. And it's like, gosh, if I could just move past this, like I'm healed from it, but I still have to look at this and face it every day.
I didn't even think about that.
And when they finally get it covered, it's like, oh, now I can breathe and say, I'm not looking at that. And you know it's still there because it's underneath.
Yeah.
But you also know that you've grown enough to be able to cover it and move forward. Now you can look at something more beautiful that came from something that you had to learn from that was considered ugly or dark. So that's what I feel like. We're taking things. You're never gonna get rid of it, but it made you who you are.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna make something more beautiful because that's what you are. You're growing.
That's
you're
awesome.
Learning. You know, you're learning more about yourself, what you want and don't want. You know you want better, even if we're not 100% there, because we grow and learn every day.
Absolutely.
And become better every day. But that little bit can make it a lot better. Now you don't have to face that. Now you can look at something and say, oh wow, this does look a lot better. I am better.
I am better. Ooh, that's good right there.
It just spoke to me. You really did. Because I actually have a tattoo of my first love. I got it in high school. And I don't know if this is contributing to my toxicity. Yeah, I'll talk about that.
But sometimes I feel like you can't remove everything.
Yeah.
Like names, you don't want that name sitting on you and you with someone new and they gotta look at that name like,
Right.
My goodness, I'm still into that. But a lot of times if it was like, let's say you got a matching one or something like that, that's a part of your journey.
Yeah.
That's a reminder of where you used to be and where you are now. You can't get rid of who you used to be. You can be better, but those reminders of what made you who you are now.
That's good.
Like you have growth. Damn, I used to think like that. That's crazy. Look how much I've grown.
Yeah.
You know, this was who I was. I went through this. That's why I'm doing this the way I am now. Yeah, but you wouldn't have been that way if you didn't go through that. You know, I can say I regret the time I spent in my bad situations, but I don't regret going through it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be right here. I wouldn't have what I have now. I wouldn't have my beautiful children. My boys are amazing.
You were so wise, you know.
And I wouldn't have them. It's really just receiving and accepting who you are, who you used to be, and understanding we all still have growing to do.
Yeah.
It's just really accepting your mistakes and your flaws and accepting it and just being open to being better. That's all. A lot of us don't like to face our past and be like, I used to be stupid. I was stupid.
Yeah.
You know, but I can comfortably say that because I know I'm better. I don't care. We all had those bad times.
Man, no, you know what? This whole session right here is therapy, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
a book or something. Somebody.
Yeah, no, listen. I had no tattoos, but the ramifications are still on me. You know what I'm saying?
You are blank canvas.
Yeah.
Blank canvas, bro. We gotta.
Yeah. Hey, listen. If I get a tattoo, I'm coming to you. It's without question. It's just like I'm too old now. I'm old man.
No, you're not too old. You're ready.
You know
because
what?
you make better decisions now. So now things are gonna be more, more meaningful, more important to you.
You know
and you're more set in your time. Like, too young, you do stupid stuff. I was too young to get it. Then you too old because I shouldn't be marking myself. So what is the right age to really do what you want to do to make yourself happy? What is the right age? There is no right age. The right age is the right age is when you make a better decision. It's still gonna mean something.
No, that's dope. Okay, all right, bet.
Let me ask you this, because when you just said that to him, I feel like you healed a certain part of his body.
She did.
And the first word that came to my mind was perspective. Like, I think it seems to me that you're very good at looking things in a good perspective. Even though it's probably like a bad season, you seem to me like you're able to be like, okay, let's look at it at this point of view. Like, what point in your life, like, helped you come to that? you know, or are you there? I don't know.
That's a good question.
He good. He real good.
It's a process. I would say, I can't give you a specific point in my life. It grew on me. I was kind of, you have to.
Yeah.
You want to stay in this ugly mud in dark space, or you're gonna try to just look at life in a better way. I'm not perfect. It don't always happen. I get negative moments, but to move forward, you have to look in a positive way. Like, damn, why'd that happen to me? You know what? Maybe it was meant to. Because, like I tell my children all the time, well, you feel like you missed out on this party. You feel like you couldn't get this car when you wanted to. Maybe God was telling you that was going to be a catastrophe. You just avoided. You know what I mean? So you have to get through. I didn't get another building before. I was so mad. I was pissed. I was like, it ain't meant for me to have this. No, it wasn't meant for me to have that space. Because the things that happened to me in here, the way it fell together wouldn't have happened had I been there. So once you get blessed so much, you can't argue God no more. You can't. You can't argue with God anymore about. You can't be like, what is happening to me? Obviously, He has a better plan than I do. I have an idea. God has the plan. Follow it. Just you have. That's where faith comes involved. That's where your spirituality grows. So if you don't start looking at it in a better way, you're gonna always be miserable.
Yeah.
You're gonna get negative moments. We're human.
Yeah.
We're human. I can't walk around saying I'm perfect and I'm always this positive light. Oh my God.
I've never seen you. I've never seen you.
It happens.
I was about to say.
It happens.
As you recover from your surgery, like you're still in a good mood.
It happens. I was psyched. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was too pumped to worry about it. But you have, if you don't grow and start looking at this pot of light, you're gonna always be miserable.
Yeah.
And so as many times as I've been blessed, I've had miracle stories where it's unexplainable. There's no way I could be that negative all the time, like something crazy is about to happen to me. No, trust me, it gets better. It's all temporary. Even the good stuff, but it's all temporary and it gets better. There's no way I can sit here and doubt God right now. What's meant for me, what's coming to me by all the things that have happened. Like, it's been proven. You can't tell me what's for me is gonna be for me. So it's a growth thing, and I think more of it came to light after I got out of my bad situation, and I started just looking at things better. Like, dang, I thought I was about to be stuck there, but I got out. Dang, I thought I was about to be harassed forever, but this fell into my favor. Dang, I never thought I would be here doing this and make this. But it happened. Okay, you know what? I'm convinced.
Right.
It's happening.
It's happening. Right?
It's happening. You have to. It happens. And as we grow, I mean, I'm 43. If I ain't figured it out by now, I'm goddamn, I'm screwed.
No, I feel that.
63, they still ain't figured it out. So you did.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
They just don't want to accept. You have to be open-minded. You gotta just open your mind. That's all. You want to stay in that miserable place, you can do that over there, boo. But you have to try to be positive. Nobody likes that energy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to sit around me if all I did was. You ever have those? I call them happy mops.
Happy mops.
Happy mops.
Come on, man. You gotta.
So happy mops is like, I could be like, oh, the sun came out. Yeah, but it's hot today. Oh well, it's raining. Oh my God, the rain is just. Well, we needed water. It's been dry. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the trees needed some water.
I'll make a t-shirt.
It's so cold. It's so cold. Turn the heat on. It's too hot. Like those ones that always got something to say. You have to be like, you know what? Cut that. You're trying to mess up, because energy is contagious. And so I don't want to be miserable all the time. I was miserable for years.
Yeah.
It's not fun. Who wants to stay there? So when you learn that, I learned my purpose more, the more spiritual I was within myself. I'm really into that. I'm into crystals. I believe in energy, life energy, godly energy. The more I got into that, I'm understanding more about how contagious it is. And I even have to get checked sometimes, like, you being negative right now. You're breaking it down. You know what? You're right. let me change it, because then you start to manifest better. You literally can create things happening for you. I'll never have money. I'll never get a man. Well, you know what? Nobody wants you around. You're right.
Yeah.
Speak things as though they were, and they shall come to pass.
And I can't think of the guy's name that has the quote that says, "Whether you think you can or you think you can, you're right."
You're right. That's good. Yeah.
You're right. Because if you think you can't, you'll never work towards it. If you think you can, you're already manifesting what's going to happen for you. And if it's meant for you, it's going to work itself out. 90% of the time, what you're manifesting is something that you can do.
Right. Ooh, that's good right there.
So,
You ever read The Secret?
the what?
The Secret? Oh, it's a good book. It's basically what you're saying, but it's like, if you look up like the number one books of all time, I think it's like number 8, or something like all time. Only reason why I say that because, like you said, same ordeal. It literally just entails. But you know what I realize in life? The same biblical principles or spiritual principles are across the board. They just redirected. The secret literally just what they say in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? What will come out your mouth is gonna come to be, right?
Right.
Same thing, but I always gonna say because it's like one of the top books of all time. But the same thing, like I said, you manifest what you say out your mouth. And literally what you say is going to happen because your mindset is stepping behind it, and the mindset becomes the action.
If you ever think about it, think back to things you used to say and something that happened to you now. I bet you can find a situation where it's like, damn, I did say that a long time ago.
Right.
Like, I literally spoke this into existence when I said I wanted to, help. I was like, yeah, we're supposed to be helping human traffickers. We're supposed to be doing this. And it didn't happen. Who knew, like, 3 years later, I would get a phone call like, I have someone for you and I want you to be the person to do it.
You know what?
Out of nowhere.
You ain't never lie. You ain't never lie.
You can think back. I can guarantee you'll find a situation where it happened.
This is funny. The podcast. I literally said, "Oh man, I want a podcast." So I want to have a podcast. Here we are.
It's a vision board. You have a mental vision board. Me and my friends make vision boards all the time. I have a vision board in my room. It is unbelievable how all the things on my board came to life. It's like scary.
That's crazy.
It's scary. It all came true.
And Pastor Judah, he told a story about this pastor that he knew. He literally said he would have a book of prayers. He would sit a guy, and then he had a book of answered prayers. Right. So when his kids graduated from college, he literally would hand him that book and say, "Here go the book of answered prayers for I pray since you were a little girl and whatnot. And here's the ones that I pray and go to answer." The answer one was bigger than the actual prayers. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I thought that was so dope. But once again, it goes back to speak to what you were talking about, like prayer, speaking these things, like all comes back to where you at as far as your mindset. Because if you have this mindset, okay, I'm gonna thank God for this day. That's gonna be great. Because your mindset is there, it's gonna happen. Because your perspective is gonna be there. You know.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
that's good stuff for you.
And something just came to me, like if you internally want something, like something positive, but externally say something negative, it's kind of delusion though. In a way, because it's like, why? If you really want that, why are you speaking? Because you're miserable, whatever the case may be. It's like,
I don't know, the fear of success, the fear of
That's a real thing.
it's like asking for a business and then you get busy. Well, you kind of asked for it, now it's here, so you got to put in the work for it. Some people don't want to put in the work; they just want something to just happen. Like now, I need it now. Like the kids these days, they want anything to happen like right now. Like, oh, I just got a job. I was there for 2 weeks. I need some money. Like, dude, you worked for 2 weeks. Like, we just now
Right.
we just now seeing the fruits of our labor.
Right.
You got some time on your hands. Pay your dues.
Yeah, no, and I think, like you said, I think the mentality that they have is not, I got my dues. I got just put a little work and then the rest will happen or whatnot.
No, it's just what you think. What you think you see is not really what's happening. We make it look good. We make it look really good. You don't know how many times I got home crying, biting my nails, like, what am I gonna do about this? Like, no.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
It does.
With Instagram, everybody sees the good things, but they don't see the stuff behind it. Like, I'll tell everybody in the heartbeat, they're like, "Oh man, the podcast thing is great. Oh yeah, it's good." Butter, I don't know if you remember your first interview. How many times did we have to reschedule with you? Thank God, by the way. Thank God for Michelle.
I think it was like,
Because I think
it was like 4 or 5 times.
It was bad.
It was like 4 or 5 times.
And that's why I will always love Butter, because she was like, "All right, we don't do it now, but we don't even reschedule."
See, by the 3rd time, I was like, okay, you know what? I keep rescheduling stuff and blocking out times and here and like put it on my calendar, and I was like, just tell me when you know for sure, and make sure that you gonna be here, and I'm good with it.
I'll forever be grateful to Butter, because like that's when I was doing it. When I was doing it, it's all bad or whatever. But we are bring it up because like people think the podcast is something that happens organically. No, it actually takes work.
But again, if you look at it in a positive light, you have to remember, did anything at life happens?
Yeah.
Have I been through something? Does life really happen?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're consistently reaching out to me, I could be like, why do you keep calling me if you don't want to do this? Like, obviously you want to.
Yeah.
I didn't look for you, and you're making up excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Things keep happening, so you have to try to understand. And again, another positive light, which is what I tell my kids. What if God didn't want me to take no appointment that day and that time? What if I needed to go home and go to sleep and I wouldn't have, if I ain't blocked that time out? What if I needed to go to the grocery store and handle my home business and I get so overwhelmed where I don't take out the time to do so? Now I got free time.
That's good.
And it works, and it does work out that way. I get mad when clients don't show up. Maybe he's telling me to go take a nap. Maybe he's telling me to get on my business because I ain't went to the grocery store yet. Like, you know what I mean? You just don't know. Or maybe something was going to happen around here that I needed to remove myself from. You just don't know, and I don't want to sit around and wait to see it happen. I'm not going to force it. When you force things, it gets all jacked up, right? That's your life lesson. That's that brick wall you hit. When you got to hit a brick wall, it's like, okay, you ain't listening. I'm about to smack you in the face. Yeah. So now you understand what I was trying to tell you, because you keep forcing something. I'm telling you that's not for you. So I'm going to prove to you that's not for you. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt you. Man. So, I mean, like I said, if it wasn't proven to me so many times, I wouldn't be this way. Yeah. You can't convince, I don't care what type of theory you come up with, you can't convince me otherwise.
That's good. And you know what? I'm gonna come away from today's episode. Like I don't know if people know, but like these podcast episodes, these are like, this is church for me. You know what I'm saying? Because literally, I think God like, all right, I need you to hear this today, and boom.
Right.
So I need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, I'm not here or whatnot. I'm not, because I don't know. You can call it zodiac. I don't care what people say. People be like saying all that, but I know for me, I feel like I should be at a certain point in life, right? But I was in therapy. My therapist, all people was like, no, for me, I have to stop thinking that accolades or a certain person in life are going to, quote unquote, make me happy or make me feel a certain type of way. I have to be present in the moment where I'm at.
Right.
Before I'm like, before that thing or whatever that achievement is going to get me there. And I think that, go back to what you were saying, like, I got to be like, man, I even marvel in what I'm in right now, because this is, I'm doing great. I'm not doing great, but like, this is great what I'm doing right now versus me thinking, oh, I got to get to this point in my life.
You're doing great.
No,
for you. No, you're doing great for you. You are where you are supposed to be. God didn't make no mistakes. Yeah. You are where you are supposed to be right now. I used to say the same thing. I was like, why am I just now tattooing at like 38? I'm like the oldest person in the shop. Everybody been tattooing for like 10, 15 years. And I'm like, I'm just getting started. Well, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I probably wouldn't have been mature enough or set the standards of what I wanted now. Went through more havoc. I needed to take the proper steps to become where I am now. Wasn't ready. So you're where you're supposed to be. You're doing exactly what you need to, because when you start thinking that way, subconsciously you're comparing yourself to other people. Yeah. You're not on your train. You're not on a train. You don't fit in their car. Yeah. That's for them. That's for them. Over here. Right. You're over here. So you are doing great. Yeah, no. And you're doing a great job. You definitely hit over the other episodes. You are doing amazing. No, I appreciate that. No, God is good. And like, because great people like you know, who come on the podcast and like want to tell the great stories. Because like I said, to me, this therapy to me, like being able to talk, have great conversations, talk to great people. I can do this. They say if you do it for free, you love it. You can do it for free. Right. Hands down, I love this, right? You know, because it's dope to me. You know what I mean?
So when you're dealing with these, going back to your clients,
yes.
The ones particularly with their struggle with that, what is the term called again? Sex trafficking? Sex trafficking or domestic situations. So in those sessions, what is like your main objective? Like, because I know you only got a small amount of time with them, so what is something that you like want to accomplish? Like, you know?
Knowing that I left something positive. My whole goal in life is to leave a good mark on the world. Like, I want to leave a positive mark. When I'm no longer here or not around, when you think of Butter, when you met her, I don't want you to be like, oh, she's pretty, or she was just good at art. She touched me in some way. That's what I want, that I somehow in some way did something great for you to remember, to either make you feel better about yourself, do better about something, make you realize you can do something, whatever that is. I need it to be positive, a great memory. Because they say you don't remember what you did, but you remember how somebody made you feel. I want you to remember how it made you feel. And that's my goal. So when I'm in the sessions, I just do whatever comes naturally. A lot of times my outspokenness may be taken a little bit wrong, but people do respect it and love it at the end once they understand who I really am and my intentions are good.
Yeah.
So I always talk to them. I get to know people. You never know who, whatever you say is coming from the heart is something that God meant for you to put out. So if I'm just like, hey, how was your day? Maybe you really wanted to be seen. If I ask you, how did you get into this? Maybe you wanted to say it out loud and release it to heal better. Maybe you just wanted to be someone to just talk to it. Maybe I should just shut up and let you talk. Because a lot of people come in here and they just start going. Crying, talking, rambling, whatever it is, you needed somebody to say it to. You need to get that off your chest. So my goal is to, whatever comes naturally, to make them feel better, make them comfortable, and do a dope ass tattoo. That's my goal. So they can walk out being happy and I feel good about what I did. That I'm learning blessings. For whatever those blessings are meant to be to fall upon my life, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to earn that. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to earn it. I need it. I need all I can get. Lord knows I need them. So my goal is to really be a good human, a good person, and let people see that, and to do a great job. Through my art, I realize my art isn't just for art, it's for people, to help, and that's what I'm trying to do.
I'm so mad I don't have my thing today. Like she dropping them today though.
It's just what I'm really trying to do. It may not always work out perfectly, but that's my goal.
But I feel like everything you do goes back to the name of your place. Like, ain't therapy, like, but the therapy is you. You know what I'm saying? And the therapy is the people who work here. Like of course you're the main object of the tattoo, but while I believe like when a person's sitting down in that chair, they're because I think you said a lot of it, like every tattoo has a story behind it, you know?
It does, even when you don't think so. I did a cover up recently for someone, a really wonderful young lady. And she was like, I don't know what to get, so we going through all this different stuff. And I was like, well, it gotta mean something. I'm not gonna just throw something on you. Like, I know I wanna do some certain tattoos, but it may not mean something to you. So we went through some stuff, I gave her ideas. And then she picked the color, what it was. And when she looked up the meaning, at first she wanted these words. I think it was like, I don't know if it was like persistence, courage, healing. It was some really great words of inspiration. When she picked the picture, I was like, you shouldn't really mess it up with words. Let this picture speak for itself. So she's on her phone Googling. The picture she picked in the colors was exactly the words that she wanted to get on her body. Wow. It was meant. You don't realize what, like how it, when that reciprocates, like when you see something that's like, oh, that was meant for me. Does it resonate with me? It resonates with me. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. That's perfect. That's for me. And that's how it all works out. So even when you just getting something random, I always tell people, go look at that. Go look that up. How does that reflect? Oh, this didn't mean nothing. I just like it. Why do you like it?
Though? Yeah.
Because I know. I have these gut feelings like, oh, I just want this skull. Why? Because I just like it. It was cool. I just wanted this. Okay, well, did you always like skulls? And I was always into this, but I like this type of cartoons, and these are dark, and I always felt like I was dark. Oh, so you didn't even realize that meant something to you. You didn't realize how that resonated with you.
So that's that. I mean, that's wild because I don't know if anybody ever been to therapy. That's kind of what a therapist does, though. To be honest with you, like they literally, you tell them situations going in your life, and they literally bring it back to you to make you realize why you came to a conclusion or why you resonate with that situation, whatever it may be. But like I look what a therapist does.
Get to the root, baby.
Right. Get to the root,
Ask you
right?
the questions that can make you answer them yourself. We don't have that. I don't have the answers. I don't
You
even
have the answer for you.
pretend to have answers. But I know when I feel something in here, and you can't. I mean, I just believe a lot of things are just always meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. There's a connection somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere. People may think those type of people is crazy. I know I'm weird. I know I think differently. I don't care. I love it. I love it over here.
Nah, you.
I love it over here in the weird world. But somehow it's gonna resonate with you. And when you do that, you could bring something out of someone else to help them realize that. Like, okay, cool, that's how you feel. That's for you.
You,
Yes, that's who you are. So it does mean something to you. All the randomness, maybe you're random. Maybe you was always random. Maybe you try to find out how to be more, still, more simplified. I don't know. But somehow it resonates with you.
Yeah.
I got something to, I want to go back to. We were talking about the instantaneous mindset, like, especially of the generation now.
Yes.
And I've recently figured out how even on the small rewards that I have, just getting near how ugly the process was and how hard, how discouraging it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So on your journey to getting your own shop, your own brand, and all that stuff, what kept you encouraged to just keep mucking through and not giving up?
3 words. Takir, Donald.
Baby.
My 3 boys.
You only ever see the, y'all can't see the picture, but the picture's back there, the boy right there.
Okay, so I was a lot of people know my story now when I'm doing my mental health awareness events and stuff. I was in a very domestic marriage. Whatever the case may be throughout life growing up, I was pregnant young. Right out of high school, I had my first son. He's about to be 26 at the end of this year. It was always about them. No matter how depressed I got, no matter how stressed I was, mad, wanted to be a wild teenager, whatever it was, I always turned around and looked and said, I know that I have to be better, do better for them. They're depending on me. I have a whole life depending on me. If I gave up today, which I wanted to a lot of times, if I gave up today, whose hands would they fall into? They are watching me. I cannot pretend to be a great, father figure playing both roles, but whatever I have to do it great. And I have to be better all the time. So knowing that I want them to be better than I ever was, I want them to have better, I have to do something. I can't fail. I don't like feeling broke. I don't like the feeling of failure. If this isn't working, I need to do something else. They motivate me so much to just they have to have something. There's no way I could just let them down. So I'm always encouraged to just do better all the time. No, my son needs this.
Yeah.
So what can I do? To sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice. I've come this close to giving up a whole lot of times and I've started over from scratch a million times more. But looking at them, it ain't no way. You can't. I'm just not that type of mom.
Yeah.
And that's dope and powerful because it's your why, which is your son's, has developed a certain type of culture in your household. So that then is going to develop the culture or the standard they're going to live by when they have children and things like that. So you affected so many generations.
That's the plan.
That's
what I'm
powerful.
trying to do.
Oh, you are.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. And looking at them and hearing them speak and watching them do certain things, it's even when they're getting on your nerves and they're not listening, it's wow, they are listening.
Yeah. You see it.
It's a beautiful thing. My biggest worry with my kids is not out, doing drugs, not to knock anybody that's doing whatever you got to do to survive. You good. You do it. You I love it. But I don't have those big stresses. My stresses are oh gosh, you didn't do your laundry in today. Like, you need $20 more for DoorDash. Like, God, dog, your shoes grew again. Like, your feet grew some more. I gotta get you. You're not managing your money. You're not catching on what I'm teaching you. No, those are my worries. I don't really have worries.
That is, and then that goes back to perspective, because I know some people who were like literally like pulling their hair out for those little things right there. But like you said, like that's nothing.
Man, my kid's smallest shoe size in my house is 13. I stay at BJ's giving all my money away. They always have issues. Couple of speeding tickets. Then it's like, that could easily be bail money.
Yeah. Ooh.
That could easily be funeral arrangements. That could easily be drug rehab.
Perspective, yeah.
Queen perspective. That's what it is. That's a queen perspective.
That's how the episode.
Like, yeah, they get on my nerves. You'll catch me complaining.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Donald, you ate 5 more sandwiches today. We ran out of bread, and I'm tired as ever. I don't feel like going to the store. I need some more money to go, but you ate.
Yeah.
You ate.
That's good right there, buddy.
You ate.
Yeah.
And we go, and I'm gonna make sure you eat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fuss at you the whole way though.
Right. But
I'm
the
gonna
fact,
make sure you eat.
your perspective is like, you ate.
Get cussed out the whole time, but we still gonna do it.
But some people who have not, like you said, that's good right there.
Well, it also comes with having a good circle.
Mm-hmm.
See, as you grow, you're a product of your environment. So God starts to move you into the direction where you're really trying to be. My circle is full of people that pray with me, pray for me, speak positive light into me. We bounce off each other. If I'm having a rough day and I'm being negative, my best friend won't hesitate to be like, girl, yeah, we not doing that right now. Oh, I just spent all my money though. My car broke down and I ain't had this. Girl, you about to go into the shop tomorrow and have 1 million appointments. And at least you had the money to pay for that. And I'd be like, dang, you're right. And I'm going to hold on to that because the day she has a bad day, I'm going to pour that back into her.
That's good.
So your circle is also something huge. And I can be honest with you, I have some mature kids. They actually do that for me a lot. The day that I'm having it really rough, my sons will come up to me at different times, be like, Mom, you so blessed though. But look, at least you made the money to spend it. And I'll be like, dang, they just threw it back at me. Like, you're right. All right, check yourself, girl. What you doing?
That's good.
It works that way. So that helps. That helps your maturity.
They can pour back into you. That's dope right there.
Your circle really helps with a lot of that. So, and that comes over time too. You realize you're not hanging with the same type of people. You may still have associates, but your real friends that you're in contact with every day, you start to realize the people that start to come into your life and those that are removed, that's building your circle.
I know we supposed to be talking about the one thing, but
it does happen.
Yeah, but look, I love this conversation right here. But I do want to keep that. We stay with the.
So, as far as the domestic, experiences and survivors of human trafficking, like I'm very excited to do that, but I do feel like I'm not doing enough because I'm still building my business.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not Oprah. I don't have it like that to just do them free all the time, although sometimes there are times when I can.
Yeah.
But you do need money to survive and to be able to provide the services and still survive in my business. So I felt like I needed to do more. Never got accepted for grants and things like that. Still working on that right now as far as getting the help for that so I can take care of these young women. I don't do paperwork, so if y'all want to write one for me,
listen.
Have at it.
We know quite a few people, so I know after this episode they're gonna be checking you out because
they can have at it. But just know I don't like doing paperwork. It's overwhelming for me. So if you want to do all the stuff yourself, you can. But so I feel like I want to do something more. I don't have like a nonprofit. Just any little thing that I can do. So I will be selling temporary tattoos. Like little fun ones for yourself or for kids, people that want to do it just for a party or whatever. And anyone that purchases one, 100% of that money of what I get for those little tattoos will go to add to what it will cost to help another young woman or young person, whoever that may be, from a domestic experience or a situation or human trafficking to get their brands covered or their marketings covered. When they bring me these survivors, I'll be able to say, you know what, today it's on me. It's fully on me, and it will feel good, or minimize the cost of it.
Yeah.
To help with, you know, with the products and things that I need to take care of that. And a lot of people, I know they do some little scandalous things nowadays.
Yeah.
You have some really dark souls that pretend to have, you know, these companies, and they're doing all these things to collect to help people when they're really helping themselves.
Yeah.
If you know me, you know me.
No.
If you don't believe me, don't do it. Do it yourself. Like, really, bless somebody. Go do it yourself. Bring somebody here and pay for it. But just know that 100% of the proceeds will go towards helping someone.
That's awesome. So that means that, hey, listen, guys, if you're watching this and you support us, the public experience, that means you support her. You know what I mean by that? That means donations. That means, hey, because you know what all go. We're talking about the ink, the needles, the time.
It's a list of stuff.
It's a list of stuff, right.
It is not as easy and cheap as people think it is to be a tattoo artist. We invest not just our time, our minds, and it's a lot of things that go into purchasing great quality things, which is why there's such a big difference of your results, because it's quality, you know, products that we have to use. So there's a lot that goes into that, and when you're passionate about what you do, you really care about it, you really invest yourself.
Yeah.
You know, construction workers, they get some of the best tools. They don't just always go to Harbor Freight, right? They run and get the highest quality tools.
I wish I got my money.
I'm
mad.
My tattoo machine don't come off of Amazon.
That's right. Ooh.
Like, no, I didn't just go get me a $20 machine and be like, hey, today I'm going to do this. Like, no, I really invested my time. I just came from a really amazing tattoo experience.
I seen that. It's dope, by the way.
In Atlanta. Best experience I've ever had, best conference I've ever attended, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot, but that was an investment, you know, for myself and for the people I'm gonna touch.
So, listen, guys. Like I said, if you support us, that means you support her. If you guys want to donate, if you guys want to contribute, like she said, if you just want to pay for someone's cover up, because once again, this is a great cause, because once again, you're helping someone in that chapter of their life that unfortunately happened and whatnot. So you contribute to a great cause, and you contribute to a great person on top of that. So once again, we'll have the details inside the show notes, so you guys want to go look around and you guys can contribute to this great cause. And we're going to tag every person we know who do nonprofits after the episode. You already heard, but shouldn't do paperwork, okay?
I'll do paperwork.
I'll do paperwork.
I just give them be like, yo, take it from here. I stay in my lane. I'm over here. But I do have another artist, so shout out to my nephew Quan. Because you know my son part-time tattoos here. My nephew Quan from Houston, Texas is now here in the studio with me. So he's able to assist me a lot of times when he's in here. He could take walk-ins, which opens up my time to be able to help more people and do my clients that I have. So that's awesome.
No, that's dope. And the family affair here.
It is, and they're learning from me because they're seeing another part of the world that they never experienced as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, when they get to see me do things like the young lady I did the other day, you know, it changes their mindset of a lot of stuff and opens their world to learning a lot more and helping more people as well. So it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff.
So, real quick, one thing I personally believe, regardless of what you do, what type of dream you got, for it to be, for you to sustain it, you have to have a great, like, a plethora of great character traits. You know what I'm saying? It's like embedded in your heart. So, like, with working with these females that are a part of sex trafficking, and even being an artist, what is like a 2 or 3 like non-negotiable character traits that you have to have, you know what I mean, when dealing with those people, to have good experiences?
Empathy, not sympathy. I don't feel sorry for people. I feel them. I feel energy. I feel energy. But that's the type of person I am. It's a,
It's called being an empath.
I am a deep empath, and it's annoying sometimes because you have to learn how to handle that without taking it in and mixing it with what you have going on in here. A lot of psychiatrists are the crazy people. That's what they say. The psychiatrists are crazy people because we're not only have to endure what we're dealing with, we're helping people with theirs, so we're absorbing it. So you have to learn how to take it and block it from entering inside you and make sure that you have one on, because you'll go crazy. You'll have breakdowns.
I didn't think
Hear
about that.
these drastic stories and feeling for so many people. I think what was that movie with Queen Latifah and that little girl that could feel everybody? She was the empath. It's a movie. We'll touch base later. But it's like that. So empathy is a big one. A passion. You can't do this for the money.
Yeah.
If you're doing something just for the money, it's the wrong place to be. It's temporary. I'm in this for the long run too, and I have a purpose. So you have to have passion for it, and consideration, compassion for people. And for me, just faith, right? I'm very I'm faith driven, but I'm really spiritual. You know, I know we had discussed like being spiritual, religious before, but I'm very spiritual. So that helps you understand a lot more. I put myself in people's shoes to help them understand better versus coming just for a response.
Yeah.
But to really just understand. You're not me, I'm not you. And the more we understand that we're not the same, the better it is, the easier we can understand each other.
That's good.
You know, I don't have to react to something the same way as you. So I gotta be like, damn, you crazy. No, you're not. That's how you would be. That's how you would handle something. So you have to have that separation to just put yourself in somebody else's shoes and understand them and allow them to be who they are. Empathize with them and just be, you know, be that vessel for them. And love what you're doing and what I'm really doing it for. And it just makes it a lot easier.
That's good stuff right there.
And skill. I mean, you gotta be skilled a little bit, you know.
I'm about to say, I you know, so a while I seen someone tattoo. You can tell, like, you know what I'm saying, like someone who was starting out or whatnot, and like my man had misspelled some couple things or whatnot. And I think in my head, I immediately thought of you because it's like the fact that I feel like he just put it on there because you put it on there, but he just was trying it out. I'm like, oh, that's all bad. And that's permanent on this. It's permanently on this man's skin from now on. And now you're going to cover up, and it's like, that's crazy or whatnot. So I think skill set, I think that should be up there.
Just add a little extra one out there.
Be real with me, real quick, all right? So I got a tattoo. I got a sleeve when I was like 16.
I'm going to talk about you.
I want you to rate it real quick, though.
I'm going to talk about you.
How would you mean you gonna say what?
Oh, I talk about all my friends.
What you do?
Privately, respectfully. You could tell they were new.
Okay.
No, that's not absolutely not how I would have done it.
It's not good?
No.
At all?
I mean, I could tell that the person did it was going to be great. Their lines are clean. They were great at shading. That's probably their style. It's not. I'm not gonna say it wasn't really good. It's not the style that I would have done. But it's not horrible. It's not horrible.
I can use a touch-up.
I wouldn't touch it up.
What would you do? Just leave it?
A lot of artists don't touch up somebody else's work. You're putting your name on some work that's not, number one, it's not yours. Number two, it's not my style. So to enhance something that I wouldn't have done in my way, it's like taking a Monet and adding color to brightness.
Wow.
Now you signing in like, that's not mine. I wouldn't do that.
So under no circumstance you wouldn't touch it up?
You would
redo it?
Unless you cover it up.
No, I would not touch that up.
Or would you redo it? Like
redo it is like touching it up. Enhancing something, I wouldn't have done it that way. My work wouldn't have looked like that.
Okay.
Even if it wasn't bad, it's not my style.
Okay.
I wouldn't go in there, like there's certain rare circumstances where you might see a beautiful flower and it's like really old, it means something to them, they don't have the artist that did it, and they just wanted brighter color added to it, we may do that sometimes. But that's not often. I'm not in the market to sign my name on somebody's stuff or recreate something on there in the same exact way. Like I'll change it. Like if you had a butterfly, you didn't like it, we'll make a different butterfly my way. You know, I've taken an unk and it was just an outline, so I enhanced it, did background and someone inside to design it a little bit better, so it was kind of like that. But I won't literally retrace someone's piece.
Oh, okay.
Especially when it's not my style, not the way I would have done it, not agreeing with it, and I'm just doing it. That's just doing it for the money for me, and that's just personally for me. But there are artists that may help you do that. I'm not that person,
I'm coming to you.
and I've turned people away for that, respectfully. I don't draw like that.
I ain't think about that. That's like, if, you know, like a barber comes in, of course you got a picture here, but like if someone already did that, you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta go over it again.
Like they cut your hair, they even out, but they do. Let's say the barber came in, they just one dot was like, oh, let me take a video. I'm cold. No, you're not. You didn't do that. Like somebody else did that.
For real.
You gotta execute the whole thing.
Yeah.
I want you to touch every grain of my hair, and now you can take a picture and say you did it. I'm not posting that.
Mm-hmm.
Does that not speaking we on tattoos, does that numbing cream work?
It does.
It does?
It does. It varies for different people. Your tolerance is different.
think
It
all the
does
bottles
wear
are
away
different.
after a while, depending on what you're getting.
Man, because when I got my tattoo, I was in one of them chairs like that. When I got up, the entire chair was just drenched with sweat.
Oh, that just happened. That's them cheers. Everybody sweat.
For real, until that always happened.
You were 16 at the time though, dude.
Yeah, I thought that was a special moment.
Yeah, adrenaline rush a little bit. You know, your temperature go up when you start a tattoo. Sometimes people be nervous. Different. Sometimes it's just a cheer, just booty sweat. Like it just happens. It just happens. It's nothing out the norm. It do be booty sweat. Like you can have on sweatpants, you gonna leave a little dark mark because it's just the heat.
Yeah, I feel it.
It
'Cause
just
and you sitting there for a long period of time.
Don't be embarrassed. Don't try to wipe the chair off. We're gonna spray it down and sanitize it, so it's okay.
These are stories that people don't know when we're talking about tattoos.
They be like, I'll be getting up like, don't worry about it. It happens. I'm gonna clean it off anyway. We're very sterile. We have to sanitize everything. So yeah, you're fine. Leave it alone.
Well, shoot, this is a part of the interview where I would ask simple questions, but I feel like I don't answer to these simple questions for you at least, because you are embodied. Every time I say you mention your name, I say Butter to anybody. Oh, Butter, oh yeah. They get excited.
Aww.
They just like, oh, I love her so much. So I mean, I'm talking about across the city. Like, even when we posted, like people was like, oh, Butter, yeah, yeah. And like, I know personally for myself, it's always a pleasant experience anytime I'm around you. I know that everyone has that I know that has known you. No one, I've never heard anybody say anything like not saying that, but I'm saying everyone has a positive experience. So I already know your legacy is always gonna be one of positivity, creativity, and just once again, like you said, touching people and putting a positive outlook on them. And I think
I hope so. I hope
absolutely.
So. I know I won't make everybody happy. Sometimes I don't. But my intentions are to.
No, listen.
It's okay. I'm okay with it.
You okay with that?
I'm okay
That's
with
dope.
that.
See?
Can't please everybody.
Like I said, everyone I know, like Paula, shoot,
Oh,
all
that's
of
my
them.
baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The whole team, like everyone. So thank you again.
Thank you.
And then the whole collab, because I asked the question, like, what do you think about collab? You are the body, once again, collaborating. You collaborate with so many people. And you have collaborated with so many people.
I mean, I try to. You know, you can't always support in the
Yeah.
ways you want to. I don't always have the funds. But speaking about people, it's free.
Like,
And if you have something good, it's pass the word. Because if I can't afford you, how do I know that one of y'all can? You know, it's
see.
like, if you have something good and you're a good person, that's the best combination to me. So I will pass your name. I have a whole wall full of black businesses up there.
Absolutely. You don't want to take a video
I
of
didn't
that.
buy something from all of them, but I can guarantee you I've had at least one person take one of each of those cards. At least.
Listen, that's dope stuff.
And if I can do that, I feel like I did my part, like I feel a lot better. And then when I do get it, you're going to get it. Because I do pay it forward when I have it.
Yeah, that's good.
So you'll know I at least tried. I try to support at least somebody. someone all the time. And I don't do that to necessarily pinpoint, okay, come back and support me. It's gonna come back to me some way.
Some way.
It will. Rather if it's me being blessed with another year of business, I don't know, a nice busy season, or hell, just having my health. I don't know. But it's gonna come back to me.
Come back to you. Okay, the one question I do have, what are 3 things you want someone to take away from the interview tonight?
That what I'm trying to do is not necessarily for attention, but I do need the attention of the right people with the right hearts to help.
That's good.
Rather you're a parent, you don't have to be a parent, you're a parent somehow, because we all work together, right? You could be an auntie, an uncle, a cousin, and friends of family. Like I have a million nieces and nephews that are not blood. I have a million brothers, and I've been blessed with so many play brothers.
Yeah.
You know, you're connected somehow with the community. So if you care at all, just if you can't get a fake tattoo, donate. Just say something. Like just be aware and just be a good person. That human trafficking is real. It's not cute. It's not funny. It's not a joke. People are out here being taken advantage of, whether they were on drugs or not. You know, it's something we need to be made aware of, and it's getting so huge.
Yeah.
Houston, Texas is one of the highest percentages of the human trafficking, I believe, right now.
That. Wow.
My dad's down there, and he told me about it. He was like, it's so bad, you can't even let your kids go just to the corner store anymore. Like, you just can't. They're being taken like that. So, there needs to be some awareness to this, and understanding that it's happening.
I know Toledo was like the hub or something like that. I remember for a long time. It was Toledo or something. It was either Dayton or Toledo. Some part of Ohio was like a hub where people can go to Canada, New York, or something like that, where they would just, not saying trade, but like the kids would get kidnapped and they would distribute them from right there to all these different parts of the United States. Because I guess, I don't know, Toledo's only so far from some place. I was like, whoa, that's crazy, like in Ohio.
You'd be surprised it's happening right in our face. You'd be surprised where I found out where some of these hotels were. Like, it's amazing.
Wild.
But yeah, just being aware, knowing that you can help somehow.
Yeah.
And then just be a good human. I mean, literally, not even just for this situation, be a good human. It's free just to be nice. If you could hate someone for no reason, you could love them for no reason. There's different levels of love. You could just really have love for people and just try to be a good person nowadays. Like, the madness has to stop, and it's ridiculous. So just be a good human and know that, you know, here is a safe space. I try my best to be, you know, keeping a peaceful energy here.
Yeah.
Not people that come in anytime that just be like, I just needed to sit here for a minute. All right, I'll be in the back working and just play on their phone or work on their iPad, and it's okay. You know, I was given this place as a blessing. I want to be a blessing to other people. So I have this, you know, as long as I'm here working, I am here 24/7.
Right.
It is a safe space for a place of peace for me. So.
Hey, I'm about to say, every time I come here, it's always been a refuge for me, so I appreciate you.
And if you want a tattoo, come check me out. My nephew Qual, my son Donald. And if you want to help with what I'm doing, I have the little temporary tattoos. You can call me. My number is on my page, Facebook, Instagram. And like I said, 100% of the proceeds will go towards what I'm doing, my goal of helping other people in domestic situations or human trafficking. And I can promise you, just stay posted on my page. I can't just go out and get people, like they're not coming out in loads.
Yeah.
There is a process to it. When it does happen, it does go towards that, and you will know that that's what I've done. So just keep posted, stay prayerful, and try to support.
Listen. So guys, you guys don't have to go searching. Everything been shown us how you can support, where you can reach the butter at, if you want to contribute, all that good stuff. So once again, please guys, donate to this great cause any way you can. Spread the word also. If you see this clip, share it on your page. Once again, get the awareness out there so people can help out. Share, exactly.
Share is free.
Yeah, exactly, guys.
Share is free.
Once again, as per usual, spending time with Butter has always been a enlightening experience. So thank you once again.
Likewise, I appreciate it. Thank you always for the support, and you guys always do an amazing job. And I mean, just connecting Cleveland as a whole and wanting to put great people out there, businesses, and just sharing it. It all comes back to you. So I'm proud of you, and kudos to 1 million more episodes.
Thank you. No, that's the plan. Like that God is good. I would say, like you said, with us doing this, God has blessed everyone involved. So I'm grateful for that.
Yes.
So thank you for that. By the way, guys, make sure you guys go check out Brian's podcast, Become Overcomers. One of my personal favorite podcasts. You know what I'm saying? I'm biased, but nonetheless, though, it's good. It's good for your spirit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it away. You know what I'm saying? But that's spirit. You know what I'm saying? Well, please check out this podcast and whatnot. And I want to thank Michelle. Michelle is in the audience today. She is a blessing to the podcast. She is.
Yes.
Because I heard y'all think this is a game. Scheduling is a monster. You know what I'm saying? Reaching out to people is a monster. Actually keeping up with people is a monster. It's a game changer. You know what I'm saying? That gives me freed me up to do things I need to do, and she's good at what she does. So I thank you, and I thank everyone else on the team. And guys, we thank y'all for once again coming out every week, checking out these great episodes with these great people. We can't thank y'all enough. So I just want to say thank y'all, and we'll see y'all next time, all right? Peace.